Hello, good afternoon. Let's
Cook
cook
that
a
book.
book. Today we are doing a review
They come out
on
the room.
this book called Styxx,
Yes.
and it's by Sherrilyn Kenyon. Okay, and as you can see, this book came from our local library.
Yes.
Okay, use your library, people. It'll save you a lot of money because this book.
It's 837 pages.
But how much would this book have cost if you would have bought it? Go check it out. Go to Barnes and Noble. Go check and see how much this book gonna cost. All right. So anyway.
$27.99.
Okay. So you saved
$29.99.
You just saved
Canada.
You just saved yourself about $30 going to your local library.
That's right.
Okay. So right now we're gonna cook this book.
We're gonna cook this book.
K Charm just told you how many pages was in this book. So from cover to cover, this book is about 837 pages. Now, there is a companion to this book called Acheron.
Yeah.
So you have to read Acheron, which we probably should have reviewed first, but we will review Acheron as well so that you'll be able to see where this book, the character in this book, Styxx, is coming from,
Yes.
and how come he is the way that he is.
Yes.
So you want to get started?
Yes. And before we get into the book, we would suggest that you read Styxx first before reading Acheron.
No. Whatever order.
Oh, okay.
You know how there's two sides to a story?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
in order for you to really grasp how one person really is and how that person arrived at their personality or why a person treats a person a certain way, you have to read both books. You have to read Styxx
too,
and you have to read Acheron.
Yes.
Because let me tell you, and I don't want to spoil anything, but when you read Acheron, you're going to hate Styxx.
Yes.
But then
or
when
you may love Styxx because you're an asshole. So you never know.
When you go and you read Styxx, you're going to hate Acheron. So it's so hard to not have both of them because you will only have one side of the story if you only read one.
That's correct.
Okay? So this
without further ado,
whatever, go.
So this book starts off, we're not going to tell you, basically, cover to cover, but it starts off from the perspective of the beginning, which was a woman being pregnant with twins, and one was named...
It wasn't just a woman, okay? It was not just a woman. Go ahead, but... The book, it kind of gives you like this. This is a quote from Savitar, and it's in the book, and it said, "The gods make kings, fools, and pawns of us all, in equal turns, but not in equal length." This book has a lot to do with Greek mythology, and I really do thank the author, Sherrilyn Kenyon, for all of her research on different terminologies to take us into that time period.
Yes.
Sometimes the writing seems modern, but she did her research. She did her research,
and it engaged you from the beginning all the way through the end. I mean, you would think that this is 837 pages. There's got to be some type of boring.
Nothing at all. It's
nothing. As soon as you think that there's happiness, bam, you're getting shot.
Now
and you're just like, oh my.
Now let's talk. Now some of the characters I probably don't remember, but there is the beginning of a story where maybe not the beginning, but she's K-Chill, K-Fed,
She's so sorry. She felt her on her head today.
Was giving you some of the gist of it, where I think her name is Apollonie.
Yes.
She was pregnant. Mm-hmm. And what happened was her husband.
Do you want to tell them?
What is her husband's name?
Her husband is Achilles. I thought it was Achilles.
Archon.
Yeah.
Her husband, he was a god and he had an affair, and he brought some twins. Was it twins or triplets? 3.
Twins.
I think he had triplets.
Oh, he had triplets. I'm so sorry.
Triplets.
Yes, he had triplets
and
first.
His triplets had the power of suggestion. Whatever they say have to come to pass.
Yes.
So in their immaturity and not understanding of what their powers are, they wish the baby that Apollonie was carrying dead.
Apollonie was their stepmother. So at the time,
she wasn't their stepmother. He cheated. He cheated with another guy and brought those 3 little bastards, little girls, into existence. So they may have called her their stepmother, but she wasn't a part of that. I mean, you know, your man cheating on you have the damn triplets. Oh, those my stepkids. Hell to the no. No. But anyway.
So sorry for her hatred.
No, it's real. Y'all feel me, right? Y'all not gonna have y'all man's mistress children calling y'all stepmama. Get out of here. But
okay,
anyway, the kids are
book.
innocent. Okay, the kids are innocent, but I'm just saying.
Yes.
So they, in their lack of ability or lack of knowledge of their power, wish the baby that was going to be born, the baby's inside Ptolemy, dead. So now there's this child has to die. Yeah. And so what mama wants her child to die? So
you're gonna do whatever you can to
keep the
save
baby alive.
That child,
so
especially when you want them.
Apollonie was not. It wasn't time for her to have her child. It wasn't time for her baby. Full term wasn't there, so she needed to get this baby out because her husband, Akron, was trying to get this baby. Didn't want the baby to exist. So anyway, she hid herself somewhere, and she called upon one of her friends that, not really her friends, but somebody that would serve her and not betray her, to help her. So this lady cut this baby out of her. She cut the baby out of her and brought the baby forth. Okay?
But remember, she's a god, so whatever.
Oh damn! She was a woman. She cut the baby out. She did her own cesarean. Okay, sewed it back up. Whatever. She got the baby out.
She had some gin and juice.
No. So what she did was she had that person swear to her or pledge to her that they would do what she asked, and she asked them to take the baby to the human realm and to hide this baby inside somebody else.
Yes.
So, and she was a damn drunk. So, and that she chose her on purpose because she knew that if she was always drunk and forgetful, that she wouldn't be able to reveal where she put the damn baby. It's like, like when you left your keys somewhere and you like, damn, where my keys at? You have a little drink. Damn, can't find my keys.
Now you gotta ride the bus.
But anyway, so now this baby is in the human realm. Okay, and they call where they live. They call them what? Pantheons.
Oh yes,
pantheons. I think not panties. Pantheons. So they hid this child in the human realm, and they put this baby in the body of a mortal or a human. And guess what the bitch did? I mean, guess what she did? She put the baby in the side of a woman where there was already a baby in here.
Yes. So then they end up having twins. Very.
So now here's the thing. This baby must die because it is foreseen or foretold that this child will bring death and destruction to all the rest of the pantheons or all the gods or polarities, whatever you want to call it. So now, this Xerxes, what's his name?
The king,
Akron is sending people out to look for this child before he reaches a certain age, because after a certain age he receives his power.
All his powers.
So once so let me tell y'all what these people did to this baby. Every god, go ahead. What they did.
So every god. Okay, so the mother of Ptolemy, she had this woman who was, I think, was it her half sister? Or it was like a family member or something like that. She entrusted her to put her baby into
I already
the
said
human.
that.
Okay,
talk about when he was ready to be born.
What she didn't let you know was that the woman who held the baby, she had the powers of seduction. So all she had to do was touch you, and then you would basically have some type of power.
You couldn't resist him.
Yeah, you couldn't resist.
Once you reached puberty, you had to have him.
Yes.
And you would do anything to possess him, male or female. Okay.
Yes.
So, and then a few gods that have different powers touched him or put their hand on him and gave him. It was to the point where he was not going to have a good life. Both of the boys that were in there were going to have a horrible, horrible life. Now,
yes. And they tied their lives together.
So it was Acheron and
Styxx.
That's why you got to read both books so you can understand.
If you killed Styxx, if you killed Acheron, then Styxx died.
Their life forces was tied together.
But if you killed Styxx, his life wasn't tied to Acheron.
And let me tell you this: what else they did? They wanted at a certain point, because they know that the gods were looking for these kids. they put it to where all the kids will hear is everybody's voice and thoughts, and all they can hear is the gods telling them to kill themselves, because they wanted them to be dead. Because remember, if they make it to their maturity, they would be powerful enough to kill everybody. And what they didn't know was Styxx was going to be, he was like a god or something, he was in his life is supposed to be, he was going to be a Sharonite. I think that's the word. It was a Charonite or Sharonite. And because Acheron was placed inside of this mortal woman, he sucked the power. Acheron sucked all Styxx powers. So Styxx had certain powers that he was able to be born with, but not everything that his full potential was supposed to be. So what happened was, in order for Acheron to live, Apollonie put some type of spell on Styxx. That's the life force being tied together. That it was like in their pantheon, the Acheron would have a demon tattooed on his body that can come out and protect him whenever he needed. So because he was in the human world and his mother had stripped him of all his power, so he didn't have his demon, she used Styxx to protect him. So Styxx had to suffer because of Acheron. But when you read Acheron, he think he had to suffer because of Styxx. Now, when they were born, the rights of the king, they were born to a queen and a king. Now, the rights of the king to the kingdom, the rights of the kingdom go to the firstborn. So what happened was, who was born first?
Acheron, who was the god baby.
Acheron was born
he
first.
Ended up, the gods switched it to where he was born first. So
no, I don't think the God switched it. The father, the king, because when the baby was born, the lady had said this baby's blind because Acheron had swirly silver eyes. So they thought he was blind, right? So they put his birthright back, which he was supposed to be the one that sit on the throne, and gave it to Styxx. Yes. So Acheron
he looked it more human. The only thing different was their eyes. One had regular blue eyes and one had swirly eyes. And as soon as the king saw those eyes on Acheron, he knew automatically that you could not deny that was a God's child. So he automatically assumed that his wife was sleeping around with a god. I'll be right back.
So anyway, so you have to read this book. And also it's I don't know if I want to call it a companion, but in order for you to get the full story, you have to read Acheron. It is so delicious. Let me tell you, when I finished reading Acheron, I was having withdrawals like I was a crackhead because I couldn't find another book that was captivating like that book. I mean, that book had me on. I was up late at night. I never was late to work because I am a reliable person, but I did not sleep sometimes reading that book. And I have the same feeling when I read Styxx. It is delicious. It's great reading. You will love it. And if you're into mythology, you'll see these gods and stuff in this book. Apollo was attracted to men and women. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. That's all good if that's your life. But for somebody to be a god, he had Styxx. He had his sister. Okay? This man, he didn't even want the sister. He didn't want the sister. He wanted Styxx, but he did some tricks in there. You got to read the book. I don't want to spoil the whole thing for you, but I'm telling you, go read this book. It's so good. Okay.
So,
K-Fed, K.
It's K-Time. Okay. Tell me where you left off.
We don't know who K-Fed. We don't know K-Fed. We had no affiliation with him or Britney Spears. So don't sue us for saying their name on our channel. Okay. Go ahead.
Tell me
and we don't work for her. We don't work for her.
We don't work for any other people.
Okay, we just enjoy their work. Yes. So please don't come suing us saying we misrepresented it or something like that. We don't work for these people. We're our own people, and we don't have no money, so don't try to sue us.
Tell me where you left off, so I can.
Oh, I was talking about just random Apollo. How like he's a god and he liked male and female.
Okay.
He wanted the brother, but he ended up with the sister, but he still was messing with the brother.
Yes. So this god Apollo, when you read about him, you'll see that he was very, very powerful and manipulative. to everyone he encountered. He was, but he's basically gonna get what is sown. He's gonna get what is sown to him. But he made Styx's life a living hell, as well as his own sister, because basically what she saw was there was twins, Ancharon and Styxx, and Ancharon looked just like Styxx. The only thing different was his eyes. But in her eyes, the father and the mother and everybody wanted to disown him to the point where they didn't want to ever be seen in the room with him. He got taken away.
They disowned them both. They disowned them both. They didn't want to be in love with Acheron, and then because of Acheron, they wasn't sure if Styxx was their biological child.
Because
they wasn't sure because they didn't know. They just figured that the mother whored herself out to the gods, and the husband was like, "I ain't touching you no more, you whore, you drunk whore." So he didn't want to deal with his wife no more because he's like, "Wait a minute, my sperm didn't do that. Who put that baby in there? Why that baby got silver eyes? That ain't my seed."
But it was God. Yep.
Some God spilled their nursery all over this woman, and one of them got through.
Yep. One of them got through, and
so
it ended up being a God's baby.
But his life was hell. Let me tell you, talking about family problems. They had an uncle. His name was Estes. Estes brought all his friends over to their house one day, took the boy out. That was Styxx. Took Styxx out, talking about he was going on some hunting trip, and gave this boy some herbs.
Gave him some herbs.
No, some serious
strong
herbs.
Stuff to where you knocked out for
everybody
days.
That was with him. All the king horses, all the king men went through this boy's backside, ripped him a new one, and brought him back to his father. And the boy was so scared, like nothing happened. And the dumb father was just like, he didn't have no idea that his brother was like that. And his brother done raped. See, the uncle knew that those wasn't his kids. I think that's why he was able to treat them like that. But when you read the book, you're gonna find out the daddy was a little bisexual too. Listen, I ain't talking about bisexual.
They didn't say it, but you can kind of
insinuate
it.
I'm just saying.
You can
in
insinuate
this book,
it. Yes.
I don't want y'all to get mad at me now, because I love y'all, all y'all. We all human beings. We all from human family. I'm just saying what was going on in the book.
Yes.
But see, he was trying to be like so and so, like he was this and that. But his brother act like he didn't know that his brother desired young boys. And when it came out to it, he knew.
He knew all along.
He knew because he had the same appetite.
Yes.
He liked men and he liked women, but he was a coward and didn't want to let his son know. So his son, if his son was gonna go that way, at least his son wouldn't have felt like he was so alone and that all these things was happening to him and he had to hide. Nobody didn't know.
Yes, and talk about a family that was so dysfunctional. Styxx got stabbed by every family member. His mother, his father, his sister, his brother, and his wife. I mean,
his wife stabbed him?
Yes, when she became, remember when they took over, when they was trying to bring her back from the dead, and then they took over her, and she stabbed.
Oh yeah, that was Bethina. She was a goddess. Okay. Yeah, it's really a beautiful love story.
It's a beautiful love story.
Because,
yes.
Nobody, like we said, nobody ever loved him, and then he found this one goddess who pretended to be a blind lady, and she didn't know who he was, and she didn't know who she was, and they ended up falling in love. And just when you read the story, we can come back and discuss the book in more details, but pretty much we just wanted to give you a little idea. This book is really good. It's great writing. Like I said, I think the author did a superb job on this book, and also Styxx, and we love her writing style. So we will be reviewing other books that she have written, and we're just thankful so much that God have given us the ability to read and enjoy these books.
Yes.
And so
and we'll be talking about the book Ancharon next time. That'll probably be our next book review. Again,
we're gonna do a lot, so that's gonna be one of them.
This author was very, the story was beautiful, and I mean, although we talked for about 20 minutes,
oh my God, we might have to cut this up. We're gonna have to cut this video up.
That was not even. We didn't even tell you like
the whole. We might have to do a part 2.
Whole thing.
We have to do a part 2.
It was so beautiful. But thanks for checking us out.
And we want to thank you for helping us cook
this
a
book.
Thank you so much for your time and attention. Please comment.
Peace, love, and happiness. Listen to some Al
all
Grey.
that good stuff. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you so much.
Bye.